on, y'all? It's J Smoke Reviews here, back at it again with another video, man. Bringing you guys yet another prediction video because we have another big card that just dropped for April, and that is BullPen's Politics as Usual card, getting involved in the 2024 fair. I'm not going to lie to you, man. Out of all the cards that have dropped so far this year, this is already one of the higher scale ones. And for those that are a little worried, one-rounders being covered up, anything like that, BullPen has came out and announced that these are 3-round battles. 3-round battles. So this is a card. What you see, it's for real. We have a few big battles to talk about here. A few building up to the card that are pretty nice. Overall, BullPen's got one here. And let's just start from the bottom of the card. And a few extra details, 26th to be exact, in Atlanta, obviously BullPen Atlanta, and then hosted by Hitman Holla as well. Shout out Hitman being there. But starting from the bottom of the card, Gwitty versus Super Black, very simple. I have Super Black. I don't pick Gwitty to win battles because Gwitty doesn't really win battles. Super Black, one of the better BullPen home talents. Beat Reggie P. I don't know. I think it was the pandemic card last year. He did pretty good. He was okay versus Loso. So I got him winning clear versus Gwitty. Then everything else here is pretty named matchups, right? So you got New Jersey Twerk versus Clone. Puncher heavy. This all rests on New Jersey Twerk prediction wise, just because we know his last battle he was not clean versus T-Top. So we also know, similar to like a chess, it can all snowball real quick with the stumbles and the chokes. He can catch a few bad ones in a row if he's not careful. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt to bounce back here, being the consistency he showed last year. I don't think he's going to throw that all away. You'd think a month. I don't know when the contracts got signed, but if this got announced 26, it's like a little under a month. You'd figure he's had over a month maybe to prep here. I think Clone's going to be good. Same way he was good for Av. Same way he was good for Chef Trez. But I think Twerk, even at 80%, can win this battle, similar to how Av kind of did in his battle versus Clone. So I have Clone taken around, right? He's done good, so I'm going to give him that respect. If Twerk chokes, stumbles, obviously, if that's what happens, then he will lose, and we're going to have a conversation about what Twerk's been doing to start 2024. But until then, I'm going to give him one. He gets the benefit of the doubt one more time for me. I got Twerk 2-1 over Clone. From there, T-Top versus Chef Trez. I like this battle. I do like this battle. I like Chef Trez just getting all the top-tier matchups in. And plus, you've got some South versus South here, right? T-Top, as of recent, coming off the New Jersey Twerk victory, even though he wasn't the craziest in that. Snake Eye, Young Deezy performance before that, which was hilarious. He choked one round. It was ridiculous. And then Snake Eyes before that, I believe, which he was really good in. So you've gotten pretty good T-Top. But as for Chef Trez, even though the Clips battle was a little bit of like not the craziest battle to come off of last, right? Even though I would say him and T-Top's performance may have been around each other. Maybe Chef's was like a little bit better. Who knows? But I had Chef winning. It is the Clips effect, though. You battle Clips, probably not going to get good footage most of the time. So I'm not going to let that overrule all the stuff I've seen from Chef Trez. Not just going back to last year, but his battles this year versus Fonz. The best battle I've watched so far in 2024. And then him versus Los Prime, the second best battle I've watched so far in 2024. So got to bet on Chef Trez here to keep being great, keep performing versus top-tier talent. I do have him winning 2-1 over T-Top. Could see it being a solid battle. Maybe not the craziest, but by no means not that bad footage. I think both these guys are like pros. They're going to give at least a good performance. So I have Chef Trez winning going in. And on top of that, it's an Atlanta home game for him, advantageous situation. And then from there, outside of the two real big battles, I feel like they have a lot of talking points. We have Arsenal versus Bad News. And now I'm not going to lie, just straight matchup-wise, from my personal preference, this battle's a little for me, just because of the way both of them can be content-wise. I think Arsenal, great direct rapper, right? Bad News, elite in terms of delivery, right? Like, just in terms of how he's always delivered his bars, very unique, and there's a reason he's been around as long as he has. Content is my issue for this battle. Now, they get into some, real street shit, less bar for bar, and just that talk, there is potential here for it to be a pretty good battle. I think with the BullPen crowd specifically, Bad News getting a lot of love there, they can be receptive, but I don't know how serious Arsenal is going to take the battle, right? So first of all, I do have Bad News winning going in 2-1, if not 3-0, right? Because I just think content-wise, even though I give Bad News a lot of critique, he's made some steps in that region, and I could see Arsenal just showing up with the words rhyming Arsenal, where for the most part, he's just getting through his flow pockets without too much just straight, direct content. And even if he is pretty good, he usually has shorter rounds, more compact rounds. Betting on Bad News, like I said, I'm not loving what he does content-wise either, but I'm still seeing, I just think effort-wise, he's going to give more to the battle. It even matters a little bit more for him. I've seen Arsenal in this situation a million times. A couple times, you know what I'm saying, he's able to get the win or squeak by. But a lot of times, it's a donation. So I'm going to go donation W here. And I have bad news, beating Arsenal in one of the more battles of the card. And that leaves us with the top two battles, right? And kind of in that co-main event slot, in my opinion, or I don't know if it's not really my opinion if it's set up a certain way, right? But Roc versus Loso is on this card. Roc just cannot stop battling. He can't stop. We're like, brother, please slow down. He books another goddamn battle. And now here versus Loso, not only is this a battle that for Loso obviously is a legacy plate, pretty decent challenge for Roc, but this is 2 days before A-Ward. He's battling Loso on a Friday, I believe. And then 2 days later on a Sunday, he's going to go battle A-Ward, which is insanity. Taking the two top horsemen in the same weekend. We're going to see how the A-Ward battle, how big that is. Roc's crazy. And that's with the schedule coming up. He's still got Bill Collector before that, and I think he has Los Prime after that, so he's all over the map. But for Loso also battles on both those cards. He battles Roc on Friday in a 3-rounder. 2 days later, he battles Geechee Gotti in a 3-rounder. What the fuck does Loso have planned? This is, you want to talk about danger? There's not a more dangerous situation than this. As far as I can go back to the great Ilmac when he battled, what was it, Khan and Hollow in the same day, and look at how that turned out. Now, this isn't the same day, but you're taking debatably 2 of the top 5 battle rappers ever. Both of them pretty much still in form and in prime in the same weekend. And then it's not even like you could super focus for one and then just die to the other. I mean, this is dangerous. Like, these are both extremely, like, red lights flaring. There's fires. Call the authorities. Call for help. That's the type of danger that Loso's in going into this weekend. I would love to see him. I mean, listen, it would be a feat of the highest tiers. You know what I'm saying? It would be legacy defining if Loso walks in here, gets 2 debatable, something like that. But you look at the form of Loso recently, too, and things like the Kid Chaos battle, right? His Real Deal battle last year. The T-Top battle is pretty good. I personally had him on the losing side of it. The official battle was his last battle, and we know how that looks. So to go from that kind of where it's been recently to Roc and Geechee, listen, he's been wanting these plates for a minute. He's been deserving. I've wanted to see Loso in some of these bigger legacy-defining spots to see how he can define his legacy. I think even if you have someone losing going in or you don't necessarily believe, they should always have that shot. I believe even if you don't like a style, any of that, everyone needs their fair shot to try and prove that they're of that talent. So Loso's doing it in an explosive way. I gotta say, even though Roc's busy too, he's shown recently that he's writing pretty good considering the pressure and the amount of time he's having per battle. So I'm gonna go Roc 2-1. And to be honest, with the way Loso's wrapped, kind of had him losing to Your Honor too, and he's been stumbling in a lot of these battles. Now you have 2 of your biggest battles ever in the same weekend. I might be leaning towards Roc 3-0 and maybe even Geechee 3-0 just because of the way this work is going to have to be split. I think it's going to be very taxing. I don't know if he's fully prepared. I don't know if anyone ever could be fully prepared for this situation. It's not just Loso. It's an insane, it's an impossible task to ask for, and then on top of that, he's coming in on a bit of a slump. So I got Roc 2-1 or 3-0, but Roc, let's see how that affects your A-Ward battle. For both of them, it almost seems like a strange matchup considering the timing. And then that leaves you with the main event, which is John Dodon versus Calico. I remember John, I think it was Gnome 2, had a call out for Calico. I'm talking way back, and they've been cool since then. It's never a battle that I think people have went out of their way to ask for in that sense, just 2 top tiers that didn't happen to see each other, but I'm not mad at it in the top slot, right? No grudge or anything crazy like that. I think some people might worry, as they do with certain battles, are they friends? How serious are they going to take it per se? But their main event of a bullpen card, and at the end of the day, pros, and for Calico specifically, there is always slight possibility maybe if him and John are cool enough, there will be a DNA situation, which we pray to God doesn't happen, where Cal just doesn't know what to write, and kind of when Cal doesn't take something serious, it's rare that he fully doesn't take something serious, but when he does, he's all the way with it. It's damn near unwatchable. I'm hoping we don't see that though, right? Will this be his second battle, I think, because he's got Reed earlier in the month, right? So I'm sure he's going to want to show out versus Reed on that card, which is a great matchup. Come over here, second battle of the year. I'm going to go Calico 2-1, and really the big deciding reason for me is just the fact that John is going to have to run this event while battling, and historically, for John, but not just for John, for Arsenal, for Geechee, for many battlers, it is just very difficult to run an event, be the owner, and make sure everything goes according to plan and battle that night. It is just a hard thing to do material-wise. It's affected John a lot on BullPen versus the Chillas versus the 40s, in my opinion, versus the Ace of Means, even though it's a debatable battle. So I think it's just a hard situation for him. And then even just pure skill for skill-wise, I'd probably still take Calico. Although matchup, if they are taking it serious, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know how they're going to match up. John's kind of all-around strategist compared to Calico, who's more of a, real talk, flow-based battler. So, I don't know. I'm going to go Cal off of maybe the style and preference that I like. And like I said, John having to run the event at the same time. But overall, very good card on paper. Very interesting top 2 battles. And a big statement card that I'm excited to see for BullPen in 2024. And that is my full thoughts here on the Politics as Usual card from BullPen. Like I said, go through it real quick again on predictions. Super Black, I got beaten Gwitty. It could be all the rounds. It could be some of the rounds. He's going to win that battle. I have New Jersey Twerk beating Clone 2-1, but gotta watch out. He's on the stumble watch. That's the one that's hardest for me to feel confident about. I got Chef Trez 2-1 over T-Top. I got Tay-Rock possibly 30 over Loso, but they could both end up fatigued, right? So I can end up seeing a 2-1 Tay-Rock, but confidently picking him. I had Bad News 2-1 over Arsenal. I'm worried about that battle, not stumbles or anything like that. I'm just worried about it, maybe quality-wise, but I'd love to be wrong. And then obviously for John and Cal, strange matchup, few things to look at, but I have Calico winning that. I'd love to hear your guys' predictions down below. I mean, shit, we got this card, we got the Riot card, we're gonna have Still Outside, Calico's card. April is stacked, and May and June, I've been hearing some things. There's only more to come, man. So, as always, man, it's been J Smo Reviews again, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you feel about the Politics as Usual card, and how do you feel about Loso and Roc being booked on this and the Ride? I think it could be weird. I think it could hurt both of them. Who knows? But I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Peace.